back to my channel. My name is Adrian and I'm a nursing student at Chamberlain University. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about taking nutrition and info systems in healthcare or informatics. So this session, these two courses that I took, I decided to take them together to kind of knock them out. Nutrition and informatics, these are courses at Chamberlain, you really have the option to take them at any time with any course, as long as, you know, the credits add up to a certain amount. Of course, if you have questions about, you know, your schedule or how to organize your classes, you can always ask your advisors for guidance on that. But after dropping pharmacology, which I mentioned in the last video, I decided to take nutrition and informatics together. And so I was able to knock out these two courses together and yeah, just complete these two courses. These two courses are both online courses. It really reminded me a lot of when I first got to Chamberlain. My first courses that I took at Chamberlain were general courses, or you know, prerequisite general education courses. So it really felt like those courses. These two courses are not that bad. It's really, at this point for me personally, I'm so used to taking online classes now, especially at Chamberlain, that I'm just so used to it that I really have no issues or problems at all. I'm used to the flow of the courses. I kind of know what to expect, even though the courses are different and the subjects are different. That's really how it felt for me taking these two courses, and taking these two courses was really great for me personally, just taking a load off and you know, healing and bettering myself on a personal level. I really actually did enjoy taking these two courses. I found them interesting, in my opinion. I'm just a huge nerd, so taking nutrition was really great because, you know, on a personal level, learning about nutrition is actually really great. It enables me to make better choices and be healthier in general, and I really liked learning about nutrition. Informatics was interesting because informatics is a whole nother section of nursing that is not always discussed or learned about. You know, you might argue or debate about whether or not informatics is a course that you need or whatever, but I actually found it very interesting, and we ended up having to do so for both of these courses, nutrition and informatics, both of them have a group project, which, you know, they're annoying group projects. They're always a lot of work, and but I was pretty lucky to have, you know, pretty good people in my group, so we really came through and knocked out group projects. So yeah, I had really good people in my group projects with me, so we were able to knock out, you know, the group projects with no issues at all, really. I will tell you guys a kind of a funny story about group project for informatics. But yeah, nutrition, a lot of what you learn in nutrition, you learned through modules, specifically from EDAPT modules. So EDAPT is basically this module system that was introduced to us last session, the session where I took pharmacology and fundamentals. This was a pretty new system, and at the time, me and my classmates, we really didn't like it. And to be honest, I still don't like EDAPT, but I feel like at this point, I'm used to them. And so now I really don't have issues with EDAPT anymore, and I feel like they do help me learn, apart from the actual like other ways of studying that I do. A lot of people have very mixed feelings about EDAPT. Like I said, I still don't care for them. I don't like them. It is what it is. Like I mentioned, like when we first were introduced to EDAPT, we really didn't like them at all. But I feel like now what I've definitely noticed is they've made certain changes to EDAPT to improve the system. So for me, when I do EDAPTs, I go through them pretty quickly and I understand how they work and I understand how to go through them now. Students who might be experiencing or, EDAPT for the first time, they may struggle with like, oh, what do I do, But after time goes on, you will learn to adjust and it will gradually become easier and easier. The course I'm taking now or retaking now uses EDAPT modules, and I go through those pretty easily, pretty quickly compared to the first time that I was introduced to them. If you guys want, I could make a video in detail talking about EDAPT, but for now I'm gonna focus on nutrition informatics. So for nutrition, as I mentioned, you do learn through EDAPT modules every week in every unit. So every unit you'll have certain topics, and so you'll have EDAPTs to go with it. The EDAPTs are very straightforward. That's why I feel like they're pretty simple to go through. They're very practical and to the point. It's nothing crazy, nothing insane. So yeah, really for nutrition, you go through those EDAPTs and you complete them. You will also have some assignments to do every week, and then you really have exams. You'll have exams. Exams were pretty simple in my opinion, very straightforward, and really the information that are in the EDAPT modules are information that you will find in your textbook, and it's all the same information. So the information in EDAPTs is the information in the textbook, and the questions that you get tested on come from information from the textbook. So really, it all falls back on your textbook. So yeah, your textbook definitely comes in handy, at least for me, it came in handy. But really just studying those modules was really the biggest thing that actually helped me get through this course. In this course, we had a group project, and it was a pretty big group project. We came together, and I was very lucky to have like group members that were really determined and ambitious. Like that's always the best qualities. Not like my other group project from my other course, or not so much, I would say. The group project was basically, we had to, people that would go to clinicals, they had to basically, for our group, our job was to find a hospital cafeteria menu, and we basically had to analyze the menu. And we had to analyze the menu and discuss and, go through the good things about the menu, the bad things about the menu, what changes they can make, how the menu can be healthier. And we had to basically put it all on a PowerPoint, and we had to create an outline to go with the PowerPoint. So we weren't going to present our project. Instead, all of our information was put on an outline apart from, the PowerPoints. And so the outline is basically our presentation. It's as if we're speaking to the professor and presenting our information. And I think that's really smart and really convenient. We don't have to all find the time to come together and present our PowerPoint slides and our information. It's inconvenient. It's an online class. Everybody has different schedules and different things going on. So it's actually really smart. It's a really smart thing to do. And it's really efficient. So yeah, we did really well on our group project. For informatics, literally after the nutrition group project, I had to work on my group project for informatics, and I don't know why, but for some reason my group for that group project, we didn't really talk to each other until the week the group project was due. And then we finally came together and we were like, hey, this assignment is due this week, when are we gonna do it, you know, when are we gonna get started? And so I kind of elected myself team leader, and I was like, all right, I got y'all. Like, and so I organized a Google file on Google Docs, and I started organizing a PowerPoint, an outline. And our topic was pretty easy. It was, because it was an informatics class, our topic was over the use of telehealth in the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we had to discuss that. And considering that we're still in a pandemic, finding information was not hard at all. And so I brought my group together, and I kind of organized everyone into different parts, and I organized all the information onto PowerPoints and the outline, and we got full points. So yeah, like, we came at the last minute and used that last minute pressure to make something amazing. So yeah, I would advise people not to do that. Obviously, don't be like us. I mean, we still got full points, but it's not a good thing to do, really. We should have started it earlier, but we just didn't, because we had all kinds of other things going on. But in the end, we all got it done. In informatics, you do have a paper to do. It's a pretty big paper that you have to do, but you follow the outline, and it's pretty straightforward. In informatics, we did have discussions to do every Wednesday. So by Wednesday, we had to do a full discussion post and upload our discussion post. So that's something that you do every week by Wednesday. So as I mentioned, like, at this point, taking online courses for me, especially at Chamberlain, like, I understand the flow and the rhythm of these courses, and so I was very organized and I was very on top of it. And it felt good. Like I mentioned earlier, like, it felt like old times. And when I say old times, I'm literally talking about, like, what, 2 years ago now? Like, I started at Chamberlain in like September of 2020. And like I mentioned, my first courses were like online general courses. And so yeah, like, I'm used to this, you know? I'm used to these types of courses. To me, they're not a big deal at all. So yeah, these two courses are pretty simple. They're pretty easy. I did really well on these two courses, so I really boosted my GPA. That's really all I have to say. Stay organized. I really don't know what else to say. These courses are pretty straightforward, honestly. And yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so that's really pretty much it for these two courses. This is a pretty short video compared to my other videos. I really don't know what else to say, other than, you know, these courses are pretty straightforward, and it's just a matter of staying organized. This is, you know, when you take these two courses, whenever you take them, you know, if you decide to take them together or separate or with other courses, they're pretty straightforward. The biggest things are, you know, exams and projects and group projects and papers, and they're kind of spread out throughout, you know, the session. So you do one thing at a time, scratch off one thing at a time. And it's very important in these two sessions that you communicate with your groups when it comes to group projects. Get started early on projects if you can. If nobody else takes initiative or leadership, be a leader. That's what I did. That's what I had to do. That's really pretty much it for these courses. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. You can also DM me on Instagram if you have any questions. That's pretty much it. I really don't have anything else to say. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.